Hi, and yes, it is June 2024. Inner Circle parents, are you ready? It is the midst of the year. I love June and July. Do you know why? Because every amazing thing happens in this month. Father's Conference is in June. Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro Challenge is in June. You'd wonder why we are always excited about Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. I'll tell you why. Few years ago, we realized that the Pride Month is from 3rd of June to 30th of June, and there is this intense publication, courses, awareness, boldness that the LGBTQ comes in our faces with. So over the years in the academy, we decided that the Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro Challenge will happen in June, so that we will also be bringing out our own arsenal. Do you know one thing I have learned? They are so bold and loud about these conversations, not because they have more population. Says who? They just understand that the world belongs to the bold and the loud. But we were skilled and we're silent. This is that month we refuse to be silent. We're going to be going all out. They go all out to actually shout it on the rooftop, whether you want to hear it or not. And you know the sad thing? They shove it down your throat, including the throat of that your children. Now the question will be, are you really ready this month to take on the challenge to actually be that person who will be screaming on the top of your voice, shouting, let's sex educate our children like a pro? I hear a lot of people say to me, oh, you can go on social media, or you can go on YouTube, or you can go on Google and find some of these things and teach your children. If you try it with Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro or Sex Conversations, you're gone for. Because everything you're going to be saying will be speaking against your value. One of the first things you want to note is that sex conversation is according to your value first. No internet, no chat GTP, no social media. We teach you sex conversations the way that you should go. The first thing you want to note is that it's about you. So sex conversation is actually about you. And over the years, we've created Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. We're doing 4.0. The interesting thing about 4.0 is that the curriculum has yet evolved. So every year, the curriculum is evolving. Now, I hear a lot of people who say, oh, I've done it last year. I've done it this year. Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro is a movement. We're here, marching back to back and giving it back to back to whoever thinks that they want to own the world. The world belongs to us as well. So, Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro is a fight, is a war. So get ready for it. We're going to be shouting on top of the roof. We're going to be screaming and bringing people in to attend Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro Challenge. The beautiful thing about it is that there's so much to learn. This year, I have also gone even a step ahead to recreate a system. You've heard me talk about vaginal health, talking to my daughter about vagina. I even told you that we created a weekly plan where we actually talk about it intensely with details. Now, I have some sketches of notes that I've written in different forms. This time around, I decided to make it easy for parents to actually tap into the process, and I created a 100-page process guide in a book. I called it Guiding Fingers. A handbook that you can walk through with your child, your daughter. This is for mothers to daughters only. For vaginal care and health discussions with your daughters. And then we went ahead to create Guiding Hands. It is a walkthrough for fathers to their son on how to care for the penis. Where I told you we're going all out, we're making things easy, we're pushing our resources. The beautiful thing is that we're giving two of these resources free to you, yadders, the moment you get into Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro on the flash sale day. If you don't get in on the flash sale day, you miss the access to those guides. So the flash sale day is that you're going to be having 15,000 for the course, but on that day, on Wednesday, 5th of June, you're going to be paying 2,999. Everybody. It's open to everybody. It is only 2 hours. That's the day we start registration for Sex Educate Your Child like a pro movement, right? And this year, I've actually really been worried that we are now having different forms of stuff happening to our girls. I now see that even our girls are now being, drugged using the anus, the vagina. I saw some videos and I can't even describe it. And that's why I say every year it is a movement and we're moving on sex conversation. So this year, when it comes to sex conversation, right? This year, our team is in the academy is sex conversations made easy. So we're going to be looking at sex conversations made easy. We're going to be helping you, guide you through. Now, apart from sex educate your child like a pro, which is the movement and the hype, you, my dear, in the inner circle are privileged because you're getting much more. No, sex educate your child like a pro is big, 5-day course, everything, but you're getting even more. This month, we're hitting it back to back. If you've never spoken to your children about sex, don't worry, we got you. In this month, everything gets sorted. Now, at the beginning of the year, when you join the inner circle, one of the things that happened is that we started the conversation on building connection, and then we moved from building connection to talking about healing. We moved there from, talking about learning style, and then we moved there to the healing class. We just finished the healing course, and I can tell you for free that healing course, it always comes before sex conversation for many reasons. Why do you think we had to wait 5 months into the inner circle before we start talking about sex conversation? Because we recognize that you need to build connection with your children before sex conversation can become effective. Because the biggest currency in sex conversation is trust. And what we have been doing over the years or over the month is to build trust with your child. So you begin to open up the conversation and begin to have this conversation with your child with so much. And it also means that if you've gone through the healing course, that means you have also crushed everything that can hold you back. Abuse, shame, guilt. No, we're not guilty. And we're not ashamed. So we're going to actually talk to our children, walk them through the conversation. Coach Omalala was teaching last month at the Seasons of Life, and she said something very profound. Why will a child get to know about their body parts only when they become adults? Why will a boy get to know about his penis only when he's an adult? That's a disservice to your child. And that's one of the things that we're doing with these guys that can help you. Speaking of the inner circle, the first week, we're going to be doing building family sex conversations plan. This year, reviewed, we taught it last year, but you're going to be learning it even in a better way. You don't want to miss it. Our weekly webinars are hot. And this particular month, they are even hotter. Then number 2, week 2, we have even a new on the block kind of webinar. You don't want to miss it. Guess what? Becoming the confident parent. Inner circle parents, I need your confidence popping. I need you guys to own the world. In this month, we are going to be crashing anything that is stopping you from being able to be bold enough to say the word. You're going to stand in front of your children's school to tell them that they need sex education. You're going to stand in front of your churches to tell them that you need sex education. You're going to be bold enough to actually tell your child what the truth is. Your confidence is directly proportional to that of your child. So I will be breaking for you step by step the things you need to do when it comes to becoming the confident parent. It is a thing. And when you have it, parenting becomes a lot more easy. And sex conversation becomes even smoother. And again, you are going to have in the number 3 week influence of friends on sex conversations. Do you know that choosing friends is a sex conversation you should have with your children? One of the things that we don't know is that we think that sex is about the mechanics of sex itself. It's not true. Sex is not about the mechanics of sex. It is bigger than that. And one of the things that we don't talk about is about the self. When we're reading the book, Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, as usual, level one, we're reading Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, volume 1 and 2, and other levels we're reading in volume 3. We're going to see in volume 1 and 2 how the self, what I call the self, the 10 self systems in sex conversations. When we're talking about sex conversation, we're not talking about self-esteem. We're not talking about self-control. We just tell our children, don't allow anybody to touch you. Wrong, 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 wrong. You can't be a yada and teach that. That's why you're a yada. All right, I'm excited about this month. And then the book of the month is Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro by yours truly, volume 1, 2, 3, all the levels. And then we have the 30-day sex conversation guide and the sex conversation guide. Those are your guides. And you would also be using the guiding fingers and the guiding hands. As soon as I don't think that any yada will not be inside that flash sale to be able to get those guides. Yes, those guides were given out for free to actually encourage you to get into those spaces. You're literally paying nothing for Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Well, we've kept it like that over the years, not because it's not valuable. In fact, it's about one of the most valuable courses that we actually put out in the academy and the most attended as well. It's like a big conference. Last year, we had 7,000 people, almost 10,000 in that class. And, we're looking to actually push the narrative. Like I said, it is a movement. All right. And to even crown it all, I'm giving every yada access to walking your child through puberty course the moment you get into Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro via that flash sale. You see that when you actually look at it, you're paying nothing because each of those guides is actually up in our store for 3,000 naira each. So you're getting 3,000 naira. So those who don't meet up with this flash sale actually get to pay for it. So you see, you're paying really nothing. In fact, you are supposed to be owing us, right? When you think about it. Alrighty. So, of course, remember that there is also Fathers Conference. That's the bonus. We call it the bonus course for the month. Fathers Conference takes off. We're having Professor Loge in. We're having Bishop Ferbi Dahosa. We're having the governor. We're having Coach Ebuka. We're having Ocholi. We're having Kochinda Chinda. Inner circle men are too much, and you're going to actually be listening to these men from all over the world. This is for fathers. Mothers, stay away. Anytime we finish fathers conference, mothers in the inner circle come and say, Coach, when is mothers conference? Ticket. Don't ask that question. You know that I'm partial about fathers. And I want to really say shout out to the fathers because over the years, we have actually had quite a number of fathers turn up and be in the inner circle. This year, we had more fathers doing review, more fathers attending courses, more fathers, and we are very excited. We're going to continue to push the narrative because fatherhood is the core of everything that we do. So in few weeks, we're going to be having the Fathers Conference live. It is moderated by Inner Circle Men. It is done everything by Inner Circle Men. I don't speak at the Fathers Conference. I'm not a father. I just set a stage for Fathers Conference to happen. TIP Academy is just a route. I'm not talking to no father. We bring fathers to talk to you because those are the people that you want to listen to. Yes, so we're going to bring them to talk to you. I am really looking forward. Get everybody to be your friends, your family to the Fathers Conference. Ensure that you actually register for it. The link is also in the description. Don't forget to join the waitlist for the flash sale happening on the 5th. The link is also in the description. Just join in and be part of the movement. Don't shy away. Don't sit on the fence. Don't say, I will, I will. Don't say later, later. Don't say, I cannot, I cannot. You can, you can. You are going to make it. You're going to make it. And most importantly, we're going to give the LGBTQ system a run for their money again this year. Like we did last year, we're going to be shouting on top of the roof. We're going to be pushing this narrative. And to crown it all, we have 2 interesting webinars you don't want to miss. The first one is a webinar for the senior yarders. All right, within the married bed, you want to be, talking about sex in marriage and all of that. The governor is going to take it. It's for senior year. But I will be taking one of the most interesting classes with you in the academy. It's called Creating Your Family Marriage Plan and Dating Plan. You don't know about it. We don't give our children to just anybody. We're not Samson and his parents. You see, this is the month of you please thou me. Nah, we don't do that in the inner circle. It's not pride, it's self preservation. Wait for it because I love this month. My excitement tells it all. I can't wait for all of the activities of the month. See you in the yard.